I'm Kurt Bosshardt from Denison Yachting. I'm aboard Mirabella, a 157-foot super yacht launched by the Trinity shipyards in 2004. We're here in beautiful Marigold Bay, St. Maarten. The crew are just getting ready for a charter. And while they do, I'm going to show you around the boat. Mirabella is a 157-foot, 460 gross ton motor yacht. She sleeps 12 in 5 cabins, and she has a full beam sky lounge upstairs, which is the feature of the yacht, plus a very large Sundeck all the way up. Mirabella was built in New Orleans, Louisiana, and launched in 2004. It was at a time that the shipyard was run by John Dane. Trinity was one of the premier large yacht manufacturers in the United States. They were prolific from the late 90s. They really never fully recovered from Katrina, which is a shame because they built beautiful yachts. They built about 12 of them of this style and length. Were built for charter because of the entertaining areas, the large and lavish sun deck and outdoor sunning areas, and their capacity to carry a lot of crew and a lot of guests. It only makes sense for us to get started up here on the sun deck. Looking forward, we have a hot tub surrounded by sun pads and a built-in glass windbreak. Aft of the hot tub, we have this middle seating area with opposing settees, and you'll notice that on each side, depending on which settee you're sitting in, you can watch television. Moving back from the seating area, midship under this archway, we have a bar with 2 refrigerator drawers, ice maker, and to starboard, this day head. You'll notice that the bar has opposing bar ledges with bar stools on either side, so you can comfortably seat 6 people at this bar. This area ties in nicely aft. You'll see that the tender has not been launched yet, but when it does, it opens up a lot of space for sun chairs. We're arriving now on the Sky Lounge deck aft, where you see we have a beautiful yet informal round table with a Lazy Susan set for a lunch. Great settee seating along the back railing with footstools, cocktail tables. You'll notice this whole area is shaded. It has a great sound system into the ceiling. Wonderful place to have a party. Every seat from this table has a beautiful view aft of the ocean. We're now stepping into the Sky Lounge. This is full beam with no side decks. Very large space. We have a beautiful bar to port. To starboard, we have a wonderfully big seating area. And right in front of us here, we have a 4-person card table. When you take all the seating into account, there's more than enough room for everybody staying aboard to be in this room comfortably. Moving forward here, we're in the upper deck foyer. You'll notice the big picture windows that are similar to the ones we had in the Sky Lounge, allowing a lot of natural light to come in. And immediately to port, we have a day head. Forward of the day head, you'll notice the formal stairway, which leads downstairs to the formal entry of the yacht on the starboard side. Heading past this brings us into the wheelhouse. The first thing you'll notice is these 9 large screens, which can be interchanged and display any information that the captain needs. We've got 2 X-band radars. We've got 2 Nobletech chart plotters. To either side of that, we have 2 security cameras, screens, and then a depth plotter over here. You'll notice to either side of the wheelhouse are doors that lead out to wing stations. They're very important, especially when docking here in St. Maarten. They connect to a Portuguese deck forward, which leads down to the bow. It may be obvious to say, but the bow is where all of the anchoring is done from, where the ground tackle is located, and where the jet skis are, which we put in the water as soon as we're anchored. From here, our next stop is going to be the swim platform. Now we've come to my favorite place on the yacht. It's the closest space to sea level. We call it the play area. You'll notice there's an upper level here with stanchions for protection. They open out to this large deck. This area is going to get used a lot with jet skis tied on the back. You'll see somebody tendered in to visit us. This is your primary spot for boarding the boat while at anchor. This door behind me leads to a lazarette, which also doubles as the engineer's control room. This entire space is finished in stainless steel with diamond plated floors, gives it a nice clean look. It's air conditioned. We also have laundry and the engineer's cabin down here. Heading forward from the lazarette brings us into the engine room. So we got 3512 engines, 4,000 hours since major overhaul. After the engines are 2 large kilopack generators with 6,000 hours since rebuild, and they power the entire ship. Other crucial components down here include a fuel polisher by Alfa Laval, water makers, and a sewage treatment plant by Headhunter. Wrapping up in the mechanical spaces, it's time to get back to the guest spaces, and we do that on the main deck aft. What I really like about this area is this nice cozy seating arrangement adjacent to a full wet bar. Behind this wet bar, we have 2 refrigerator drawers with beverages and 2 storage closets. This space is connected to a companionway. This is on the port side. There's one on the starboard as well. These decks can be used by the crew to run forward and drop lines and fenders. These heavy watertight bulkhead doors with stainless framing lead into the main salon aft. The first thing that strikes me when I step back into the interior is just the huge volume of this space. The wonderful seating area, opposing settees, and a lounge chair. Remember, there's a bar on the aft deck just outside of this window. There's another full wet bar here with ice maker below. There are ice makers on every deck of this boat, at the bar and in the galley. In this salon, there are windows, big picture windows, both starboard and port side, that let a lot of natural light in. They run the whole length of the yacht up until the galley. Beneath the windows, there's ample storage for china and flatware throughout. The most popular dining table is up above for al fresco dining aft, but when we have stormy weather, we can bring the group in here and have a beautiful formal dining table in the main salon. We're going to come back to this area later, but this door leads into the galley. We've got a side access that leads to the deck, and then through this foyer we have the formal stairs that lead down to the 4 guest rooms. Here we are at the lowercase landing. We've got 4 guest cabins down here, 2 forward and 2 aft. The 2 aft are King VIP cabins, and we're going to check them out first. Here we've arrived at the starboard aft King VIP stateroom, which features a king-size bed. We've got a cedar-lined walk-in closet, a desk, a television, and a double vanity ensuite. We're entering now the port aft King VIP stateroom, which is essentially a mirror copy of the starboard side, television, desk, and double vanity ensuite. We've arrived at the forward guest stateroom, also a king. Not quite a VIP because it doesn't have the double vanity, but still a generously sized room. Walking over to the starboard side, we come to the 4th guest stateroom down below. It has multiple bunks and actually usually is used by children. But what makes this room really special is there are double doors here which will open, and it can become a full beam suite for parents traveling with children. With the guest rooms out of the way, now it's time to look at the master stateroom. And we do that by walking down this foyer here, past another access to the outdoors, a staircase inboard leading up to the wheelhouse, and a dayhead to starboard. This brings us into the owner's suite. You'll notice these fantastic oval windows that let in a lot of natural light. This is one of the highlights on the boat. This is a full beam, huge master bathroom with a rain shower in the middle, dual vanities, and a tub outboard to port. This connects to the owner's suite itself, to port and to starboard. Here in the master stateroom, you'll see that it is a full beam of the boat. It's a huge volume, with the oval windows again letting in a lot of natural light to this room. Opposite to port, we have a built-in desk or vanity, depending on how you wish to use it. Another oval window. Now that we've covered all the guest areas, let's shift gears to the crew spaces, starting with the galley. We're now standing in the yacht's main galley. There is a smaller galley in the crew area, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but let's take a look around here. On the aft bulkhead of the galley, we have one full-size freezer and 2 refrigerators, microwave back here, sink, 2 full institutional ranges, along with high-speed convection ovens. Additional refrigeration is below. We have 4 drawers here. Outboard on the port side is a second sink and also a staging area for plating in the dining room. From here, follow me down to the crew area. At the foot of these stairs, which come down from the galley, we arrive at the crew lounge. In the common area for the crew, we have a super nice lounge with natural light coming in through these portholes, a dinette for seating 8 crew, as well as a television and a monitoring screen adjacent to the table for monitoring ship's cameras and systems. To starboard, we have 3 identical double cabins for crew, as well as laundry back here, 2 Miele stackable washer dryers. Thanks for joining me on the walkthrough today. My name's Kurt Bosshardt. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a look at this wonderful yacht. And if you have any questions, please call me on my cell.